Hey everybody, this is Dr. William Clark here for Leadership Conversations. This is a show that is dedicated to leaders and is dedicated to those of you who are launching businesses, small businesses, nonprofits, churches, etc. We talk about leadership according to the world that matters to you, and I'm glad to be back with you again. I wanted to talk briefly with you about how to sell your nonprofit. Now, some of you this year in 2019 decided to launch a nonprofit, and I welcome you to the community. We need more nonprofit leaders. We need more nonprofits in the industry, in the community, doing great things that are plugging the needs of our community at large. And one of the things that I think makes people kind of nervous when they come across this realization is that they got to sell their nonprofit. They got to put themselves out there, and it's not enough to just do great work. It's not enough to just put up a shingle and say, here, we're open, give me money, give me people, I'll serve them, and I'm gonna go home. It's not enough to do just that. You gotta sell your nonprofit. You gotta put yourself out there and put your work out there for people to consume and to be aware of. And so I want to talk to you briefly about how to sell your nonprofit. Got 4 quick tips for you, and I hope you find this helpful. The first thing is you got to understand your business. You got to understand why you're in the business, right? Nonprofits, running a nonprofit, running a church, a ministry, a program is a business. It is an exchange of resources for the services you provide. Now, in this case, a third party typically pays for these services, i.e., through a grant or a contract. And they, in exchange, instead of you giving them services, they expect you to provide services to another customer, right? So you have three parties involved: you, the customer, and the paying customer, the investor. And you got to understand why you're in this business. Who are you here to really serve? Who's your target audience? Why do they need you? What's your purpose of being here? And if you can't convey that, it's going to be very difficult to sell your nonprofit in any and all circumstances. It's going to be difficult to communicate to other people why they should trust you, why they should invest in you, why they should believe in you, why they should partner with you, why they should use your services, etc. So you have to understand very clearly and coherently why you are in this business. It's no different than asking somebody why did they start that hat business or that shoe company business or that clothing business or that consulting business or that teaching business, etc. Everybody has to know why. And as a nonprofit leader, you got to know why you're in this business if you're going to sell your nonprofit. Number two, you got to simplify your message. I have seen in too many cases nonprofit leaders are guilty of complicating the message of their organization. They take their mission, vision, and their goals, they try to convey it all in such a short time. And the reality is, nobody really cares to hear all that information. But when you are selling your organization, it is about the simple message of what you are doing and who you're trying to do it for. For example, if you have a youth serving organization, you may say, we are here to keep young adults safe and away from crime, drugs, and the temptations that hold people back. Cut here. For example, if you have a youth serving organization, you may say, our mission is to ensure every child in this community receives an education and has access to quality employment upon graduation from high school. Simple message. Now, obviously, you may have a bunch of goals that fall under that and a lot of strategies that go into all that. But the simple message of providing quality education and access to quality employment for those who graduate from high school, that's a simple message. It's easy. It's simple. It's not complex. And people who understand the importance of that in that particular community will readily connect with that. Now, if there's more to say, if there's more to be heard or shared, then people will ask questions and then that's your cue to share. But if you're not at that point where people are asking questions or they just want to quickly understand to determine, whether it's worth their time to engage with you, you got to simplify your message. Here's the third thing. While you got to understand why you're in the business and why you should simplify your message, my friend, you have to sell your nonprofit often and regularly. You cannot talk about your nonprofit just to friends and family. At some point, you run out of friends and family to talk to. You have to sell your nonprofit often to as many people as possible, to as many people that you cross paths with, to many people that will hear the message. You got to sell it often. Now, one particular strategy you might want to use in terms of selling it often is be where other people are that are possibly significantly interested in what you have to say. Not everybody who cares about youth is easy to find. right? And not everybody that you are able to find cares about youth if that's your programming or nonprofit focus. However, there are tables, there are meetings, there are coalitions that are meeting quite regularly in your city or your town or your state. There are convenings in regions of the country or nationally or even internationally that talk about subject matter that's relevant to your work. And if you are not there to talk about what you are doing, then your message may fall upon deaf ears. Okay, you need to be in front of people who understand what you're doing, who can benefit from what you're doing, who may want to partner with you, who may want to invest in you. In addition to marketing and selling to those folks, you need to sell to your target audience, which in this case, so this example, are young people. Do young people know you exist? Do young people know where to go if they need to find you? Are you at the high school? Are you at the middle school? Are you at the grammar school? Are you where parents are? Do you engage with the PTO? Does the principal in your area or principals in your area know who you are? The teachers know who you are? Does the school district superintendent know who you are? You got to be seen. And when these people see you, they have to know that you are here to ensure each young adult has access to a quality education and access to career options upon graduating from high school. Simple message, but you're hearing it every time I see you, right? But you got to be able to sell it often, sell it regularly to the people who need to hear it. Without that, you have no business. You have no nonprofit to speak of. Lastly, how to sell your nonprofit, how to market your nonprofit. It is essential, my friend, that you not only understand why you're in the business, simplify your message, sell often and regularly, you, my friend, have to perform. You have to deliver on the services you claim you can provide. People will hear you. They will constantly hear you beat the drum of your organization. They will hear what you say you can do, and then they're going to test you. In some cases, testing may come in the form of a grant, a contract, or hey, can you come in here and do a quick session with my young people? I want to see how you connect with young adults, maybe unpaid, but at some point you got to perform. And if you do get a contract or a grant, you got to perform significantly because the expectations from the funder, from the investor, are going to be quite significant. They're going to expect you to do services and hit numbers and do a quality job at that. If you cannot perform, there's nothing to sell. All the talking you've been doing, all the selling you've been doing, all the marketing you've been doing will now stop because there's nothing to support the talk you have kind of given all this time. Performance trumps everything. And if you have strong performance, you can go back to all of those circles that you are part of, all of those tables, coalitions you're part of, conferences, your convenings you're part of, and not only talk about your simple message. Now your message becomes much more robust because now it's substantiated with performance. You have results, you have data, and that can bolster how you sell and market your nonprofit. Hope this is helpful. Share it with someone that can use this and benefit from it. Share it on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, YouTube, and your favorite podcasting platform. This is Dr. William Clark for Leadership Conversations, and we'll see you in the next show. Peace.